back on the ground again. Today's the day. Hopefully, the guy's going to show up and look at my interior for me. Get that going. And today I need to get the front grill and then the grill and the diffuser prepped out and ready for powder coat, which means I need to go ahead and install whatever bracket, do any modifying I need to do for the camera. And I need to get some type of epoxy and kind of glue these slats together. Evidently that's what guys are doing, and then get them powder coated and then it's good enough, rather than getting them tacked, you know, welded. So yeah, I need to get that done today and get those parts ready to send out. And then a few more nitpicking things. I kind of redid a list again. Still kind of takes up the full page. And want to get those grills painted and get them in there. I've kind of looked around at a couple different designs. For a grill, and I think I'm going to stick with this one. It's sturdy. It looks like air will get through there good enough. I know a lot of guys are making grills, different variants for the openings back here and such. So I'm just going to go with the basic, what came with the kit. And we'll check the airflow and the heat temperature and all that, and if need be, that's something I can yank out of there and replace with something different. So we'll see how that goes, but yeah, for now I think I'm just going to stick with this. And I do have a kit coming to hydro dip the filler cap here. So I'm going to hydro dip that carbon fiber. Otherwise it's just not going to look good. The only thing I have here is black or carbon, other than fasteners. So we'll do that, and then there's going to be like the door sill plate. I'll dip that with carbon fiber, and who knows what else. So yeah, I got some of that on the way. Let's see how that comes out. Alright, now I was going to show you some stuff on the hood that I've done. I got some of that clear protective film, and just put a patch right there. That spot right there is where it wants to kind of rub against right here. So just a little protective spot, and now that's pretty good. And then another spot it wanted to rub was this latch. In fact, it dug in just a touch right there already. And what I did is grind that edge off, and this one I actually had to slide out and move over some more and grind that off a bit and repaint it. So now it shuts without rubbing right there, so that's good and done. I got my lights. These are from Australia. Looks like it's going to look good. Nice little LED. Which mounts just the way I want it. So we'll get one of those right up under here. And on to the interior. Had the guy come look at it. He's going to give me a bid to wrap all this stuff. A little bit nicer material. And then I want to do like the double stitch with red. You know, so everything will be black with the red stitching, which will kind of match with what I got going on with some of the red peeking through. You know, like the air cleaner and the calipers. And then the stitching, just a little bit of red peeking through the black. So I gotta hurry up real quick like and get this stuff in here and get it fit. Get it tweaked the way I want it so I can send these different pieces off to them and have them cover them. This one, for instance, hits the door when you shut the door. Bangs into the door panel, which is kind of dumb. You know, on the vent is smashed clear up here against the door, which is kind of dumb. Way different than the other side. It's got a lot more clearance. So I'm probably going to hack this thing down the center, move it over some, and then bond it back together. And then up around this bar, there's no way to make that fit and make it look proper, so I'll redo that hole and get that to match up better around that bar and fill in this gap right here. And then the other side, it's not as in bad a shape. I got pretty good clearance against the door panel. So get that in the final resting position. Make sure all this is cleared when I got the tilt on the wheel and the telescoping wheel. Make sure it doesn't snag up on this plate. Finish touching up the bodywork on the center console and get that done. He didn't seem to be too concerned about wrapping that center console. He counted out, you know, like 7 different pieces though that he's got to cut and sew together. And then as far as on the kick panels, I think what I'm going to do is make a false kick panel, you know, and cover that. Then I don't got to worry about how I'm going to access these panels to remove them. So if I make a covered kick panel, I'll be able to quickly pull that out of the way. And then right there I've got all my screws to take that thing loose instead of, you know, then I don't got to worry about peeling back any carpet, re-gluing it or anything. It's a part that can be removed and put back in. And I got to make a kick panel right here, part of the stereo. One of the speakers is going to go right there. So I'll make a box and a kick panel for that. And then also a kick panel on the inside here, on this outside edge, which will be covered in the same way. So yeah, I got some work to hurry up and get done. Guy's getting married. I'm going on a honeymoon, so it's already shy a couple weeks. So if I want this done by February, we'll see what happens. This side's mapped out. I don't have any holes drilled, any tie downs or anything, but it's sitting where it belongs. So I'll drill holes and use screws, some kind of decorative fastener, screw that on. I'll make a plate come off of this bar right here, come out and fasten onto right there, hold that, and then I'll come one spot coming straight up to hold this part here. The center of that's good. So yeah, one spot here, one spot there, pretty easy. I'll do the same thing over there. Come straight up and then come out. And then a couple of holes to attach this into here. You know, maybe one here, a couple there. And that'll tie that in. And right here, I ground this off because I need room for my tilt. And I need room for my telescoping wheel. And what I'll do is I'll just take some leather and make a boot, go around that thing and wrap that column and make that a flexible boot. Transition into the dash, cover up all that crap. The vent, no big deal, that's all good to go. So this piece here is ready to send. This piece is ready to send, no mods on that thing, and that'll just screw down in. Finish up a little bit of body work on this center by the e-brake. Maybe smooth off some of these corners just a bit, make them not quite so sharp. And then tomorrow I'll get the other side in there. That side's going to need some modifying. I'll get that done. So yeah, I'll get now on the passenger side dash. This thing doesn't fit in there. Hits against the door and kind of at an awkward angle, and this hole doesn't want to line up by the bar, so I got to redo this area, get this over. This all fits well, so what I'm going to do is just hack this right here and down, cut a piece out, move that over, trim this down if I need be, add to it if I need be. And then, yeah, get that over and get it in the right spot, see what I can do. So I'll cut that apart right now. Okay, got it trimmed around here a little better on the roll cage. And then this part here is going to go way over here. So, you know, 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Going to suck that in, and it'll line up real well with the door that way. Look even with the other side. And once I get that done, I'm going to it's going to leave a little gap in here. I'll fill that in, so it'll cover up that spot right in here. Kind of an ugly spot. So we'll bring that around both sides. Both sides, there's a spot right up there in the corner. Kind of fill that in. There, I got the inside set up. Let that cure, flip it over, get the other side prepped. Get this additional piece I want on the edge here, and then do all that at once, and then that'll be just some quick finish work. Prep that out to be wrapped, and I'll probably start looking at this while that's curing up. Get that little addition on this corner done. There's the passenger side. Getting ready to put a little bit of it on the top here, and I made this little extra piece here. I'm going to cover over that, blend that in. That will kind of cover up right in here somewhat. Kind of finish that part off, so we'll see how that turns out. Okay, there's that. Let that kick off, grind that down, put some mud on it. Trim it off, of course, make sure it'll fit. See how that looks. I think it'll look better though. Finishing off those bars. There's a lot of space in there where you can look in and see ugly stuff, so hopefully that comes out looking fine. I'm getting this nailed down close enough where I'm going to start getting real about it, so I'm going to actually get a couple screws in these parts and find a final resting place for them. That way I can get more detailed about you know, the parts and the edges fitting around the dash here. So time to stop what I'm doing and go backwards a little bit and start nailing down some of those pieces, and start from the back, work forward again, and then I'll be working on these two side pieces here eventually. And once I get those nailed down, I'll go back and finish that center one. Okay, got all this stuff in the center screwed down where it goes, and once you know, everything's a little bit different now. And so on the driver's side here, it now hits the door. It now hits the door when it's closed. Here's a little bracket that's going to keep the end of it from flopping around. And I'll have another one coming up. Keeps this part from flopping around. And so the dash still lines up to the wheel and everything. I just got to change this side. And here it is right here. Got it cut up. See if I can do this one-handed. Right there is what that used to look like. And what I need to do is move the left-hand side of it over without moving the rest of it. So this will come over like that. That'll gain me quite a bit of room for the door. And then I'll maintain this circle for the vent, and I'll maintain this edge here for the gauge cluster, and this line will kind of end up flowing right into that circle. It'll look good. So here we go. Here we go. Okay, got this back together. Got it ground off and ready to put a little bit more fiberglass over here. Now right here, see this spot? That's what I want to fill up. So I'm going to make kick panels down this side all the way down, and then down that side all the way down for the carpet or whatever to go on there. And anyway, it's an ugly spot, so I'll make it part of the dash like I did the other side. that I'll be cutting off and redoing, and we'll fill that in. But I got it to where it doesn't hit the door anymore, and the gauges sit in there real nice. And I got my bracket here. It's getting more solid, more permanent. Now I got this set up. I'm gonna do the extension off of this piece right here while it's on the car. The other side I did. Could have made it work, but it's going to be so much nicer like this. It's going to be just exact. So it's ready to roll. Drop some in here. Extend that out. Do a nice round crossed over here. Blend that down into here. Nice round. And then back into here with a round 90, and then on into this piece here, and then it'll hook up here for my brace. So that one's ready to roll, prepped out, ready to glass up, and I think I'll get the other side on there, make sure it's all going to fit before I nail it down. There's some fiberglass on there. And we got it tucked in up there on the edges real good. Let that kick off, peel that out of there, trim it up, put some Bondo on it, and be done. And I got the other side reset, and it's cooking over there. And that'll be ready to shape up like I did this side too.